The three stages of a sun gazer. The first stage is the beginning, which is fascia in the eyes, just plastic, which people get from drinking the waters, eating the foods, wearing contacts right on the eyeball, plastic contacts, soaking this into the eye, making the eye worse. Contacts actually make your eyes worse. And you can always see it in the name. Contacts. Contracts. Congress. Yeah. So, if you wear contacts like I did, I had a negative 525. That's what I had. Now my eyes are 80% better after staring into the sun. So I went from this clean cut, oblivious to what comes from the awareness that comes from that. A significant amount of knowledge and putting things together and solving things. I have the frequency boost allowed a significant amount of problem solving at an alarming exponential rate, which is continuously getting more and more amazing. And so I kind of went into burning out all that plastic in the eyes, which took a long ass time, dude. I've been doing it for about a year and a half to get 80% from 525. I mean, that's horrible vision. I know a guy, he's got like -8, so he's like blind as hell. But he said he was gonna try sun gazing, which I recommend. But yeah, the three stages, you go from oblivious, to it. You just want to try it. Maybe you're curious. You think you're gonna go blind. You're not sure. When you start noticing this part of it, you'll start noticing you're becoming like the sun in Splendor, which they call that the sun. When you see the sun, it has a face on it, which you can actually see after 2 hours of staring into the sun. It literally smiles at you. It's fucking creepy. Just like the drawings. All the drawings of the 1900s and the 1800s have the face, and they call it the sun in Splendor. So after 2 hours, being able to build up past the 12 o'clock sun, you will notice that you will start to see like a smoky kind of shadow form right in the top of the sun. It's kind of like that. And then you'll start to notice like white cheeks that are whiter than the yellow that'll come out. And then you'll see a line that forms, and it's very vague. You just see this first, and that's all you see is white. Like white, and then this, it kind of like starts to darken a little bit. It's absolutely amazing. And now I know for sure that the sun is conscious. And in my mind I can speak into it, and in my imagination I feel a conversation intuitively, and it's very amazing. It literally only speaks in intuitive language, only the third eye, and you can only see it through your third eye, because that's the only reason you can see the sun, is because you're not seeing it with your two eyes. Your two eyes never sees that shit. It just looks like a goddamn disc like this with the really light white edge. You pay attention to, like, you see all the sun gods, Buddha and all them, they have that really crisp halo kind of thing going, and that's the sun. When you look up at it, it's a flat disc, and it has that fucking it makes it obvious because this part right here sticks out as the outside point, instead of it being kind of like a sphere. Because if it was round and the sphere, it would be like that, and then the middle point would be the lit point, would be the highlight on the ball, if that makes sense, or on the sphere. But this is clearly a flat disc. Anytime you got that spark on the edge, it's just crisp. And yeah, that is what shows you that it's concave, or not convex, concave, right? So yeah, after like 2 hours, you'll start to see this. Maybe after a few months of sun gazing at 12 o'clock, you got to break through the 12 o'clock, and if you can go more than a few hours, you will start to work your way up to seeing the sun in Splendor. So that's something that the shaman saw, Shit, Roman Catholic fucking goddamn knights and shit like that. I'm telling you, look it up, man. The Sun and Splendor. They'll tell you all the greatest shamans always spoke on that. That the sun was conscious, had a face, was like it gave life. Literally, you'll see the chakras come out of it. Stare into it for more than 20 minutes. You will see little spots come down, and people will say, "Oh, those are downloads," but I found out that they're actually little chakras. These little things here, and you see these after you fast for about a month and a half. I saw them. You see them in your pictures, but I see them floating around and shit in my fucking room, bro. When I was fucking fasting for about 2 months, everybody was worried about me because I started getting skinny and I lost all my body fat. And I was still healthy. I had all my energy. But I didn't eat nothing but sun for like 2 months, bro. And I literally saw fucking chakras floating around me, dude, in my bedroom and shit. It was weird. I started freaking out. I started feeling vegetables. Like I felt like their energy coming off of them. Like they were alive and shit. And I started feeling like maybe I shouldn't eat vegetables for a while. But as you kind of go back, you're like, I want to get my ass back. So you start to kind of play with this whole game between these two guys here. But I can easily go into this mode whenever I want. I step out into the sun for like 20 minutes in a nice 3 p.m. sun. And that shit, man, I see the face in Splendor after about 15 minutes now. I can make out the face, but it's got to be real hot. It's got to be red. It's got to be, I'm telling you, it's got to be like fucking 2 o'clock p.m. for me to see that face. I never really see it that easily when it's yellow. But usually I see it when it's real hot. So it's interesting. And you're seeing that through your third eye. You're not seeing that through your 2 eyes. It only speaks and communicates intuitively through the third eye. So that's something to understand. But these things come down. These are little chakras, these discs, these chakra alignments that are in the body and come out and form one consciousness are literally floating all around you all day, and they come right out of the goddamn sun. I sit and watch them. The only reason you see these little barrier here, these little target fuckers, is because this shit is bellowing out a big giant magnetic field, a powerful one. And these little ones are like tiny little flat discs that come out, and they have their own electromagnetic fields. And this refraction of all this light right here, it shows that this literally is on the firmament right there. Like it's on it. Now, during the winter solace, it does like the Isaac Newton experiments. It comes through, okay, and it comes down and it lands on a level of buoyancy based off of temperature. And that is absolutely fucking fascinating, because that means that the firmament will be right here. During the hottest seasons, it's here. During the winter solace, it comes down in here, kind of like this. So this would be the flat plane. This would be the sun. It comes through just like the Pink Floyd logo. Hits the fucking parabolic mirror. Comes through as a white light. Hits it and comes out as color spectrum. And during the winter solace, it's like that. And then the whole, which is the center. During the winter solace, it sits on the Crux constellation for about 3 days. And during that, it bends its light like the candy cane into the hole, which is the Holy Grail, which is the big stump where everybody's talking about, where the Northern Lights spits out, which is what they don't want us to talk about. Because when they shoot the Northern Lights from what appears to be space, it doesn't go outside of the curve. It stops. Give me a fucking break. Look at that footage if you don't mind. I seen that. I laughed my ass off. Some old fakery right there. But anywho, this is Rupus nigra, which is also said to be a giant demon head that swallows men whole from 4 sides. You will see pictures of demons that are said to be there, and they say they swallow you into the belly of the beast, and then you go down, but in reality, you're upside down. I have pictures like that on my Instagram, which I explain it in detail. You can follow me at GrimNasty1, and seriously follow me, because I'm figuring out this place, and it's easy for me to understand. I mean, the Pink Floyd logo, these motherfuckers knew it all the time, man. When you take a rocket ship up here and you look at the sun, that motherfucker is straight white. But inside of here is yellow. And I figured out that all the trees they blew up and cut down that were in here made all of this yellow. Jimi Hendrix. Is this true? Please let me talk to you. those stars were misplaced in a shell of a world that was burned. See? That's what Jimi Hendrix said. So they cut down all the trees. They burned it all up. This crystalline silica barrier here with the water above literally became yellow from the burning. And then whoever did this probably either went down from somewhere else or down here while this was happening, or they went underground to some underground bases. I have no clue. But that was the beginning of civilization after that. So sometime after that, you imagine 100 to 1000 to 1776 was the beginning of the whole corporated United States, which was the psyop of the first settlers. You imagine, I mean, we didn't come from an ancient time. That was all completely fabricated in a time where there was quarry waste already everywhere after they done fucking knocked down all the trees. So all of your time and all of your ancient time and your dinosaurs and all that come after an era where there were no trees, just fucking, I'm telling you, just big mountains and shit already fucking cut down and shit. And that was your era of dinosaurs. You understand? And in the era of the Egyptians, there was nothing but sand everywhere. It's like, what the fuck? This shit was not like that. I'm telling you, bro. They've lied about your whole history. So then you've got, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, George Washington was not the first president. I mean, give me a fucking break. I mean, it's just, the lies don't end. They just go on and on. You might as well understand that if the whole thing starts off with lies, then you have nothing but fake news and fake everything on television. You can't trust a fucking thing these people say. You can't trust a fucking goddamn thing. And that is the truth. So, as you can hear, and people that know me and know who I used to be, know I used to be this guy. And then I slowly started transforming over the year. And I was like, whoa, man, this sun, I don't know what's happening to my eyes. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. Sometimes it feels weird. Sometimes it feels good. Sometimes it strains a little bit. But I kept going. And then I turned into this guy. Onward through the fog.